Good afternoon, fellow students. Welcome to the tutorial for the subject Teaching Learning Resources 2. My name is Lucas Kahare, and I'm going to do presentation for the April, August, and November examination. All three examination sessions is going to be explained here, so listen very well. That if you won't make it maybe for this first attempt, so you will still use the same information for the supplementary. So the subject is teaching learning resources, and I'm the tutor for these subjects. The courses that are involved are DPP, DJP, BES, DE, and DES. So with the appropriate subject code. So for those who are doing, for example, DPP, DJP, they are in the third year and they are in first semester. So you are all going to write this subject, Teaching and Learning Resources 2. So let's just simply discuss a few things here, but it's very much important. So I expect you, like in your examination, to answer all the questions. So just like you did for the assignment. So, but yes, first of all, let me just also thank you very much for your assignment, and your assignment was very good, and I marked the assignment. And if you get your result that you qualified for the examination, please study now very hard for your examination, and also revise your assignment questions. So the question paper will be 120 marks, and you are expected to answer all the questions. Yes, I used to see that some students used to jump questions. Maybe they answer, maybe yes, in question 1, maybe they're A, B, C, maybe they just answer question A, B, they jump, they go to C. So by doing so, you are losing a lot of marks. Please, nothing is difficult if you really prepare very well. So for you to prepare examination you must start now, not maybe in early April or end March, but you must start studying now. So, and as you know that I'm always available for you. If you call, I'm able to explain, and maybe you can write me an email. So I think that you are the same student who were together last year for Teaching Learning Resources 1, and I think that you will still do the same for the Teaching Learning Resources 2. So I expect you to get good marks, and I urge you to study very hard. I tell you that you must study very hard. So and also in the examination, you need to write clearly. Okay, you must write very clear, and so that the marker will be able to see your handwriting. So this is very much for your advantage. So, and for you to pass this subject, you need to have 50% in the examination. Okay, in the examination, you need to obtain 50%, not below 50%. So even though your CA may be 70%, and then exam is 30%, so you will not be promoted. So you have to go for supplementary, or maybe you will have to repeat the subject again. So make sure that you must get a sub minimum mark of 50% in the examination. So and I know also that those who qualify for the examination, they have 50% and above. So if you have maybe 40 or so, 45, I don't think that you will be able to write this April examination. So that is very much important, and you must know this. The main important things that I want you to know is that you must master learning outcomes. Learning outcomes. So in the examination, you must need the following learning outcomes. I think in your study guide, there are 7 units, and each unit has a learning outcome, learning objectives, what a student is expected to know. Okay? So this is like in Unit 1, You should be able to analyze general and creative resources suitable for different learning area or subjects. Okay? So this is the learning outcomes now. After studying each unit, you should be able to know some facts or area. For example, this one, you should be able to analyze and creative resources suitable for different learning area, like let me say maybe a newspaper. So how can you use newspaper into teaching English, maybe in teaching mathematics, in teaching science, okay, and so on. So it's very much important to know that one. Okay, the importance of using, for example, a newspaper or teaching learning resources media into different subjects. Okay, for example, a newspaper, maybe you have a newspaper, how can you use it into teaching English or also teaching mathematics? Okay, for example, there are a lot of articles into a newspaper. Yes, you can make a copy and give learners in the classroom, in the classroom for them to read, and then at the end they can answer questions, or learners are able to practice their reading skills. Yes, they can read in the class. You can ask each and every learner to stand up and then read the article in the class for them to know how to read. And also, there are some of graphs. There are some information in the newspaper like rain graph, or maybe weather, maybe temperature graph, and so on. So you can use those information, those tables listed there. For example, during summer or winter, there are some statistics from the weather station. They put table of, for example, the amount of rainfall in Swakop. I mean, yes, in Swakop, or maybe in Rundu, or Katima, or in Windhoek. Okay, there are some figures there, numbers. So which means you have to, you can give the learners for them to draw graph, okay? Either line graph or maybe a bar graph. So that's how can you use those newspapers into teaching different subjects, okay? And also evaluate and apply the use of computer in primary setting, okay? In this subject, for example, maybe 50% of the exam must focus more on computers. Okay, and this one is in this unity. This is about Unit 2. You will be able to learn different type of computers. Okay, different type of computers. You learn what's a desktop. You learn what's a laptop. You learn, for example, different modern types of computers and how to use them, okay, in this unit. And also you learn terminology or computer terms, like what is a megabyte, what is a gigabyte, okay, and what is a file, okay, and many other terms. For example, what is an internet, okay, and you learn what is virus, computer virus, and so on. So in this unity, you learn a lot. And also you learn the importance of using computer, okay? Of using computer into teaching, like CAI, okay? Computer assisted instruction. What is the advantage of using that technology and disadvantage of using this technology? It is in Unity 2. And you should know those ones very well. And also, into 3, you'll be able to discuss and demonstrate the use of further education technology in upper primary setting. Yes, you will learn more about some of the technologies that we use. For example, you learn about how to use the application of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, how to use PowerPoint, okay, into teaching and so on. And in this, and also you learn educational technology, like how can you use YouTube, okay, the learning outcome of using YouTube, okay, the learning outcome of using field trips, okay, the learning outcome of using maybe audio, okay, maybe videos and so on. What is the learning outcomes and how learners can able to learn using these technologies, using internet and so on. And you'll be able also to discuss the role of educational resources for inclusive education and assessment. Yes, you know that technology helps us into teaching. For example, those who struggle with spelling words, you can use technology for them to learn on how to spell words. And those who struggle also maybe to write, okay, they are not able to write properly. So technology can help them for them to learn on how to write, even how to speak, okay? So if maybe pronunciation, maybe if they're not able to pronounce some words, yes, the computer is there, okay, for them, they can listen how the word sounds. So in this unit you will learn, okay, about inclusive education and then assessment. So, and also the importance of using technology to assess your learners, okay? To assess your learners. You see that the computer and so it's very much important. You can save time, yes, you can use Excel for you to record the marks, and you can write question papers and save them in the computer, and for the next exam you can just edit. So, and instead of starting again from the beginning. So you will learn all those techniques in this unity. And also even how teachers are able to get resources and so on. And in Unit 5, I think you should be able to evaluate the management of media in the class and school in context, okay? For example, in this one, you learn how different schools can able to store resources for in their school, okay? How they're able to use resources, okay, to store management. Okay, you can come up with a form. Okay, maybe everybody, maybe if you want to use a lab, you must sign a form, and each item in the lab is listed, okay, in the form. Maybe this is a test tube, a thermometer, whatever, even a book. So if a teacher is going in the lab to take that instrument, you have to record it. Okay, this date was taken, the name of that teacher, and the date that item should be returned. So this is just how schools should manage to store and take care of educational media. Okay, you learn them in these units. And also, Unit 6 will be able to discuss the importance of functions of Information Resources Center in schools. Why is Information Resources Center is important? Like, what is, let me tell you, what is a Information Resources Center? Like, let me say, a library, okay? A library is Information Resources Center, okay, at your school. Okay, and why it is so important? And the function of it, you know that students go into the library for them to get information, okay, for them to learn. So this helps them to remember some of the informations they have learned in the classroom. Okay, in Information Resource Center is the center where you find different books, okay, and also the center where you find some materials like modern teaching technologies, computers, okay, different books. So that is, everything's there explained the importance of Information Resource Center. Only that we don't have enough time to explain all the concepts. And discuss the use of peer tutoring in schools. Okay, what's peer tutoring? Type of peer tutoring. Okay, what's it? And areas of concern. You know that was also in your assignment always. So you should know that one, Unity 7, okay? Peer tutoring, and how can you use it, and how school can manage to use this system. Okay, it's very much important. And you can also introduce it practically in your classroom, and you can use it for your advantage, for example, for your learners to, for them to get the material well, to pass good. So you can also introduce it. That's why you are learning this subject, teaching and learning resources, how you can use different teaching learning resources in your classroom. And also this subject, I think in Unit 3, about the internet, the importance of using internet. So there are also some website where you can get different software. For example, if you are teaching mathematics, and you can download softwares that will help you teach mathematics. If you are teaching English, you can download some software or some informations to help you teach English. Everything's there. So just use that study guide very well, so it will help you into teaching and learning, because this subject is like, it's the content of all the subjects to help you on how to use, where to get the materials and how to use materials into teaching. And these modern technologies like computers, and compared to old technology in teaching. So, and just an example of some exercise questions that you need is this just your homework, and you should do it. And these questions have been taken from like in the assignments. Okay, this 2018 assignment and 2017 assignment. I just put them there just for you to exercise. Okay, you read them just for you to answer them. For example, if you have been asked to analyze the proper use of diagram and flow chart in teaching and learning, you can draw symbols and diagrams to support your explanation. You know that a flow chart, okay? A flow chart has got start and end, and then the process. So I know that most of the students, okay, this is in the study guide for BEA, no, for those who are doing honors. This is teaching learning resources 2. So they also have their study guide, and those who are doing DJP have also their study guide, but the learning outcome are the same. But this one is more into that study guide for honors, those who are doing honors, which means a flow. And when you go now for DJP, for example, you will find also a similar topic, okay, a similar topic, but they are just the same. So if you use the idea in that study guide for the DJP or DPP, it's just the same. So it's no different, and you want to lose marks, okay? So properly, there are diagrams. You must know, for example, this a start, terminal, then the process, and then the end. For example, each diagram, for example, let's say maybe a triangle is a process, okay, or either a storage and so on. So most of the concept explained, and this is very much important that you must know how to use a proper, how to use a flow chart in your teaching, okay? And for example, in your teaching, if you are teaching maybe the process of transpiration and so on, you use diagrams to demonstrate how transpiration works. And here too, propose what learning outcome could be achieved by using the given teaching technology below: digital video clip, YouTube video clip. So it's very much important for you also to use how to use YouTube in your teaching, and also how to use digital video clip in teaching, and how to use field trip, the importance of field trip into teaching. So it's very much important, and such question also was in the assignment. And also some of the questions are like propose how you can introduce the learners into use of computers. Okay, you know that computer has got is a device which has different parts. It has gone input devices, it has gone process devices, it has gone output devices. So you must able to show the learners what are those input, output, and those, all those parts of computers for them to know, and how they should sit, how they should switch on the computer, and how can they behave, okay, in the computer classroom. And here, for example, describe at least 4 school administrative functions that can be done with a computer. Okay, this, for example, school administration functions with a computer. For example, you can use Microsoft Word to type letters to parents. You can use Microsoft Word, for example, yes, for you to write the names of the learners in the school. You can use Microsoft Word for you to set papers. You know, you can use Excel, you know, to help you calculate marks or store information and so on. So you can describe at least 4 school administrative functions that can be done with a computer, like writing letters to parents, okay? Maybe yes, inviting new people to come to school, yes, and so on. And also you can write letters to give to learners, so that when they go home, they should be able to give to their parents. That is the function of using computers in school. Differentiate between peer and self-assessment rubric and explain how you can use them in teaching and in teaching different subjects. Okay, you must know what's peer and self-assessment, and you must define what's a rubric. Okay, it's always, this question is always there, and you find, you know, yes, is a tool. Okay, you know, that you can use, how you can assess the learners, and how you can use now between self and peer assessment rubric into teaching different subjects, into teaching math, into teaching English, and so on. We discuss the function of information resources center in schools. Okay, so what's the information resources center, and also explain the benefit of the online education system and describe how does it works. So this is about using internet now, modern technology. So yes, for example, student can sit home, they just upload assignment and send them. Okay, and you don't need to carry books, physical books like in your hand. Everything's on the line, and many important of online education systems. So, and also you must also know the advantage and disadvantage of overusing teaching and learning technology. Okay, the advantage and disadvantage of overusing, the disadvantage of overusing teaching and learning technology resources. What are the advantages if you, okay? And how, for example, why is like in technology will never replace teachers, okay? So you must also know those. Why should technology, computers will not replace teachers? So which means we say that, okay, no more teachers, only computers will teach. Why computer won't do that? Why it's not possible? Okay? So please read your study guides and everything's there, and if any question about these questions there, if you are not able to answer them, just call me and I'll be able to attend to you all the time. And you know that I'm always, when you call, I'm always able to assist students. And also you have WhatsApp group, and some of the students, if you have this, you can also upload this file, okay, this file, this PowerPoint on WhatsApp, so that you will be able to know what content will come in the examination. So thank you very much that you have listened and you picked up the main points. So what can I say is that I just wish you all the best, and you must study hard and pass the examination. So if you want to pass, just start reading now, because most of you are teachers. You know, in the morning you go to school, and afternoon you come back, you are tired, but anyhow, always just keep on, okay? Start studying now, not like tomorrow's examination, then you start reading. So that won't work. So I wish you all the best, student, and I'll be waiting for your question. All the best. Thank you.